Going to do here for the last few minutes of the trading week, talk to our closers from Jefferies chief financial economist and RDM Financial Group CEO Ron Wiener. So we have with us Ward McCarthy and Ron Wiener. So Ward, I'll get to you in a moment. Ron, let me start with you on the markets as we close out the week. The idea that we're hovering here around all-time highs, S&P all-time high, boy, you'll take that, right? What do you make of it?
Oh, always take it. We think the market's pretty fully valued. We think that foreign market's probably a better bet from a valuation point of view.
Okay.
The whole globe's growing.
You worried about France this weekend, or?
No, I'm not. I think it looks like if the numbers are right, if the polls are right, then France stays stable. But I think in this world, you got to take a more global approach. I think emerging markets have a place now. We didn't think that was so for about 5 years. We're getting back in. We think the valuations are such, and the world is more stable than people are giving it credit for.
That's interesting.
Middle class is still growing. We think that's the way to go, and multinationals here in the U.S.
We had heard arguments in the last few years that the U.S. was the best of the bunch around, but now you're making something of an opposite argument there. Ward, what's your point of view?
Well, I think what we learned today is that the U.S. labor market continues to go gangbusters. We have the lowest unemployment rate in 10 years. And so as long as we continue to have job growth and income growth as a consequence, the U.S. consumers will start spending again, and the U.S. economy is going to keep headed in the right direction.
Is a lot of it dependent, Ward, on what happens, say, with tax reform? We know that health care is on its way. We don't know if it'll get through the Senate, but a lot of people now are talking about tax reform being next. Is that a lot of that priced in, the positive, a tax cut is coming our way?
Well, I think a lot got priced in late last year, beginning of this year, and now the markets are in kind of a wait-and-see mode. Of all of the tax reform they're talking about, what matters most is corporate taxes, because the corporate sector in the U.S. is broken, and it's broken because our tax code is broken.
Well, I'll tell you,
so hopefully they make that the top priority.
You guys come in, and just like that, the Dow hits a round number of 21,000. So Ron and Ward, congratulations to both of you for being able to get that done for us to close out the new week. Look at that, just below it. So, the idea of the U.S. getting the tax reform done, give us some quick odds here before they ring the closing bell on Wall Street, and also how important that is to you as an investor.
Well, listen, I think tax reform is incredibly important for the U.S. and for corporations. We're hovering at 18, 19 times earnings. This could actually bring it down to a more reasonable level in which the U.S. is going to be more positive in our mind. We think that you leg into foreign, but we do think that the U.S. is the stable place, so we're overweighted that.
You're still overweight that,
right?
Oh,
we're still overweight.
Not too worried about France this weekend. So,
no.
it stays with Macron if the polls are right.